How's it going, everyone? Byron here with Riders Domain. Today we got Phil Waters from Dunlop in the house. Phil, thanks for coming by.
You bet, Brian.
We're going to be talking about the new Sportmax Q4, so I'm just going to dive right in and pick your brain a little bit.
Please do.
Can you tell me a little bit about the decision to make the Q4? Like, why was this a priority tire for Dunlop?
Well, actually, we listen to the consumer, right? And they want that next level. They truly want that next level. Those guys that are going out for track days and things like that. And you'll find that our race tire products are kind of contained to one distributor. And the Q4 we're going to release to our distributors and let it get out there in the marketplace for those guys that truly want a race-inspired track day tire.
Okay. So the development process must have involved a lot of track testing and track time. Could you talk a little bit about how you came to develop the tire?
Yeah, well, racing's nothing new to us.
Yeah.
It really isn't. It's in our blood, and it's kind of just a transition, really was. We do have a very unique setup in Huntsville, Alabama, where we go through the paces on motorcycle tires. It's an 88-acre facility, fantastic to do all kinds of testing. Generally speaking, it takes about 2 years for us to go from drawing board to street on a particular product. This timeline really wasn't as long because we already had the foundation in our GPA pros and products as such.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after testing and putting in that time, how did you know that the Q4 was ready to go, ready to bring to market?
Well, we have some Cracker Jack engineers in Buffalo, New York. They communicate on a regular basis with our test riders in Huntsville.
Okay.
And once all systems were thumbs up, we were ready to go into production. We have some very unique building equipment in Buffalo, spiral round tread technology.
Okay.
Very unique, and you can actually see it in this tire itself. You can see the tread itself. Very unique. But once we set the casing right to get the right lean angles, tread was applied. A couple of tests later, we're ready to go.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned it's the jointless tread.
Correct.
Could you explain what that means in terms that
Layman's-
I could understand?
Right,
Yeah.
sure. Jointless tread is a spiral round tread continuously around the carcass of the tire itself. No splices, no cuts. It proves to really give you a real steady, precise steering on a product as such.
So perfect for track riders. I mean, it's what a guy on a track is looking for.
Exactly. He wants to go into that corner, and he knows his line. He's going to hit that line with no problems at all.
And I also read about intuitive response profile. Again, could you explain that to me in layman's terms a little bit?
Sure. If you were to look at a tire, its overall profile, one of the things Dunlop kind of prides itself in all its hypersport products is that we tend to have a very steep pitch profile to it. And that intuitive response profile, again, going back to the point and shoot, right? You want that line, you're going to take that line, the tire's going to go to that line.
Yeah.
Transition in and out of curves, very precise, very predictable. And that's what translates to intuitive response profile.
Okay. Now, that's present on both the rear and the front tire?
That is correct.
Okay, because the front tire is a different compound, is that right?
Slightly.
Slightly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's you're not going to see as much carbon black in the tire.
Okay.
Right, so you are going to get a little difference there, but as far as the overall profile, still very steep.
Okay.
Very steep.
Both tires also come with carbon fiber technology in the sidewalls, correct? What purpose does that serve?
Well, several things. When we moved from the Q2 to the Q3, they're about 3 years ago, right? We incorporated carbon fiber, and what we found was, one, here in the lower apex, above the bead area, is where we installed carbon fiber. We lightened the overall package of, say, for example, a 180 and a 120 common set. we've reduced that from the Q2 to the Q3 overall weight by about 1 pound.
Awesome.
That unsprung weight translates into faster lap times.
Perfect. Yeah.
Right? So we've incorporated it in our Q3 Plus as well, and it's followed right along to the Q4. And that too, outside of lightening the overall package, so to speak, that too improves the response of the tire itself.
Okay.
Very quick to react, very stable material. And that's what you need down here in the lower apex of the tire.
So are there particular machines or bikes that you had in mind or used during testing that these tires were developed specifically for?
Well, we tested actually at Barber
Okay.
back late last year on a Gixxer 1000 RR.
Okay.
And that was kind of our baseline. Now, at Huntsville, not too far north of Barber's, we have probably a half dozen to a dozen different bike configurations that we're testing the same product on, just to make sure that, you know, it's just not an anomaly to that Gixxer.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if you can tell us about this now, but, you know, with small bikes growing in popularity and
Right.
things like that, it would seem that a tire with this type of performance on track might be an appealing option for guys on, you know, a Ninja 400 or something like that.
Right.
You know, are there any plans to expand the size range?
There's
or-
always there's always the talk.
Okay.
Right? Now, I think what you'll find is that if you look at our Q3 Plus, we have those sizes available for the smaller displacement bikes. And Moto America in their junior series is actually running the Q3 Plus
Okay.
on track. So that's another option for you as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So it seems like, you know, especially last year with the Q3 Plus coming out, the Sportmax family, I mean, is it done in its entirety, or are you covering all the bikes that you want to cover in that regard?
I think we got the bases pretty well covered. We introduced the GPR 300, which again, somewhat of a price point product, but performs exceptionally well. But a single compound product, not something that you'd want to take out on the track. Then you go to the sport touring category in the Road Smart 3, and that's really proving itself to do a wonderful job for the sport touring, the individual that's looking for high mileage. But those that are really aggressive riders really look into the Q4 for track days, spirited there with the Q3 Plus.
Fantastic. No, and I really just have one more thing to.
I got a couple I want to feed you.
You got, what do you got?
So I don't know, you'll be able to paraphrase this, but you talked about unsprung weight, which gives us better rotational mass. What are your test riders saying about the turn-ins and the cornering
Of the Q4?
of the Q4s?
Yeah, we got up to a 62-degree lean, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Amazing for DOT.
Exactly. Nothing's really out there in the marketplace that I believe can do a 62-degree lean angle on a DOT tire. And again, that all falls back into the intuitive response profile, very steep, right? And to your point on the unsprung weight, you know, that's just a benefit. The engine's going to run more efficiently, and yeah.
My second question is, you say these are based off of the GPA. I've ridden the GPA, wonderful tire. How are they related? What did you take from that GPA to make this DOT Q4?
I think, you know, first off, if you look at the GPA, it's bi-directional, so you can flip that, right? These are directional tires, right? So you got that difference there. You're not going to get the extra laps, say, that you would out of a GPA Pro. So, you know, that's probably the key difference. Underneath the tread, very similar. You're going to find minor differences between the true tire itself, what's underneath the tread. casing integrity, spiral round technology, jointless nylon band casing. Those kind of benefits you're going to find in the GPA Pro as well as on the Q4.
Where are these made? Can you tell us a little bit about your production facility?
Absolutely, and it's one of the things that we're really proud of. I've been fortunate enough to work for Dunlop for 28 years, and I've had many opportunities to take customers through our facility. And there is just a sense of pride, and these are not just tire builders. I believe that they're tire craftsmen. There is a lot of manual labor that goes into building tires today. There is still a lot of automation, and still more automation coming on the horizon, but it takes a lot of skill to put together a tire. And Buffalo, New York is where we build motorcycle tires. We build about 5,000 motorcycle tires per day. And it's just an amazing facility. And I think that if consumers had the opportunity to really see what goes on and then the complexities that are in motorcycle tires, maybe they would give them a little bit more respect than what they do.
Absolutely. Philip, thanks for coming
You
by.
bet.
Appreciate all the information.
You betcha.
If you guys want to know anything more about the Sportmax Q4s, follow the link in the description, ridersdomain.com. And don't forget to subscribe for more motorcycle videos.
Cut.
No, perfect. Yeah, perfect.
There you go. Brad Pitt does that all the time.
Does he? Yeah, how is Brad? I haven't talked to him in a while.